Hello there, everyone. I just wanted to talk about why it's so important to have food storage. Now, to some people, that question is a given. It's pretty obvious to a lot of people, but to a lot of people, it's not obvious, or they think that they don't need it. But lately, a lot of people have been coming around and changing their tune, especially after the Japan tragedy that's been going on, and seeing all those people that are in a highly developed country, technologically and financially, and they run out of food after a few days. Most of the people, and they're pulling off everything out of the shelves that they can get. Um, that's a terrible situation to be in, and that their disaster wasn't as big as some other potential disasters that can happen. Um, Shutting down of the economy, for example, that everyone's going to run and try and get what they can from the store, and I mean there's so many scenarios of things that can happen, and I think that's what's important. It's not about knowing what's going to happen um, exactly or what things will happen. That's not important. What's important is knowing that the potential for things to happen is very high over time. I mean, things are gonna happen, and even if they weren't, even if there's that chance, that percentage chance that something's not going to happen, there's always those chances, the percentage chance that things are going to happen. And then what are you going to do if something happens? Say there's a disaster or food riots because of prices or whatever, and food just becomes something that's difficult to get or sold out of the store. What if you go to the store and everybody is there after a disaster and the shelves are empty? I mean, what are you going to do? You have basically what you have in your kitchen cabinet, and it's not going to last long. If it's a prolonged disaster, you're going to be having some trouble, especially after a week. You're going to already be trying to figure out something to do. Then there's the rumors that the government has those FEMA camps being set up to keep people in, and basically like we'll use those FEMA camps as hey, you can come in here and have a place to stay. You can have some food. You just have to do some community service and labor and stuff like that, but you can come stay at the FEMA camp. Are you going to want to have to be forced into something like that to go to some shelter or some FEMA camp because you have no food? Now, obviously, the best thing would be to grow your own food. In your yard, get rid of the fertilized yard that you have, and don't use any chemicals and everything. Just go grow good organic natural food, and that's a lot of security right there. But it's always good to have food storage, definitely, because you never know what might happen. So the more methods that you have that you have food, like growing food, different types of food storage, as much of it as you can get, really is awesome. I mean, that's just adding security. Even if you spent $500 or $1,000, and it's enough to really give security to your family, or save your lives one day, that's nothing. $500, it's nothing for your life, for your family's lives. I mean, it's really nothing. Even if you spend 5,000 or 10,000 overall. The more food storage you have, the longer you can last. Should there be some kind of prolonged devastating disaster. Think about something that people are out of food for over a year. Most people are going to die. There's going to be riots and all kinds of crazy stuff. You don't want to be involved in that. You don't. I recommend owning a gun, of course, or guns, and then for self-defense, and staying at home. You have your security. You have your guns. You got your food storage. Of course, you probably already know. It'd be good to have some silver, but right now silver's already at $43 an ounce. I was recommending it back at $15 an ounce. But it'll be a good thing to have, let's say, if money loses its value. That's another thing that will help with security, because then you can buy additional food if you can't use your US dollars. So anyway, yeah, this is just my starter food storage. Nothing too crazy, but it's just to have the basics and be somewhat prepared with the basics for survival. Meats and rice and beans. A lot of the stuff is so cheap. I mean, like that 25-pound bag of rice at Costco, I think, is like $12 or something. It's so cheap. And something like that can really, I mean, save your family's life, potentially. you know, this 25 bag of salt, pound of salt, $2. I mean, this bag, 25-pound bag of beans right here is only like $10 or something. I mean, you know, medical supplies, I'm starting to gather that as well. And then you want other survival equipment. But food storage is extremely important, if you haven't figured that out right by now. And when stuff hits the fan, the government isn't there for you. I mean, really, the only person you can rely on is yourself, and the only person your family can rely on is themselves and you, if you're the head of your family or what have you. But that's it. I mean, it's your family looking out for each other, and when stuff hits the fan, I mean, it's if you didn't prepare, you didn't prepare, and you were being basically unwise, and then you find yourself in a position you didn't want to be in. Because you didn't prepare, and it was so easy. Well, your dollars were still worth something. It was so easy. Well, you know, while you could go to Costco and while things, you know, or different grocery stores and things are available. So definitely, it's I think a must for anybody, just to have some kind of food storage, some kind of medical supplies, all of that. I mean, get what you can get. You know, go to Walmart if you have to. You know, always every month or every paycheck, you know, put some into food storage, even if it's just $50 or something. That's like putting money in the bank, because in the end, food is will provide you and your family the most security, more than anything else. I also just wanted to mention you can get that atmospheric water generator. It basically, you just plug it into the wall or plug it into some solar or other source of electricity. It's under $1,500. Eco Blue makes it. Anyway, I'm gonna be getting that in the future, and we'll be able to just produce my own water. It pulls the water out of thin air and creates water. It creates several gallons a day of water. So so you always have water, as long as you have some kind of electricity source, like a solar panel. You just get water, even if everybody else's is contaminated or unavailable. So yeah, sorry about the length of this video, getting a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. But hope you guys liked it, and talk to you again.